Hello guys, happy Friday. So in today's video it is a little bit different because I have brought on a guest and we just kind of wanted to talk about how we actually managed to save up for our wedding, because I know that this is something where a few of you have asked me questions around this, and I did say I was going to do a video on it, so I thought why not do it whilst we're married. So yeah, very excited. And do you want to just introduce yourself quickly?
I'm her husband.
You're gonna say a name?
I'm joking. You can call me Yinka. It's my given name. Yeah. So what we're going to be doing is just really talking about our process, how we actually managed to just save for the wedding, what was our budget in the first place, and yeah, just I guess some of the complications I guess with this and what tips we would give you guys at the end as well. Okay, so I think what I want to first do is actually talk about some of our main goals. So some of you guys will know that yes, I was saving up for a wedding, but it wasn't the only thing we were saving for. So I don't know, do you want to just talk about what we were currently focusing on? What's our sort of main goal? Sure. We were focusing on financial independence and looking at different routes, different avenues as to how to get there. Of course, the wedding was a small part of it, but yeah, we're looking to build financial independence for our futures. So everything was kind of based around saving for the future, and how we were going to achieve that was through different avenues. So investing, real estate, businesses, etc.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing was for us is to make sure that we save cash for the wedding. So you guys know how I feel about debt, and that's obviously going to be one of the tips that we'll be talking about later on. But the first thing I really wanted to do is make sure that I had an emergency fund. I mean, he already had savings anyway, but you guys will know that I was also currently in debt as well. So I really wanted to pay that off first, really make sure I started building an emergency fund, and then started saving up for the wedding. So obviously the first thing we did is actually look at our goals. So not only were we thinking about the wedding itself, obviously as Yinka mentioned, we were thinking about financial independence, and you guys already know our plans around that. So we needed to figure out how much we would want to save towards investing first, and things like an emergency fund before we started saving up for the wedding. Do you want to talk about how you save for the engagement ring as well?
It wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. I think I kind of just had the money saved up for saving purposes, but I did know that I wanted to get engaged to Veronia.
And if you're liking this video so far, then please do give us a thumbs up, as it really does help to support the channel.
Plus, it's free.
So do you want to just talk about how much we wanted to spend at the wedding, what we came to?
So we had a budget of 10 grand that we wanted to save for the wedding. So we thought to split that down the middle because we're both working full time, so saved a grand each.
A grand each?
Per month. So yeah, a grand each per month to reach that 10k goal.
Yeah, so for us the main thing was, because we were so focused on other things like investing, I'm not gonna lie guys, the wedding is a small part of the whole marriage. So we decided that 10k was going to be the maximum, and if our family wanted a bigger wedding, well then they'd have to cough up the peas. So that's kind of how we went about it. So what was our budget in total?
Total was 15k for the wedding, 2k for the honeymoon, but it was only 15 because basically our families kind of wanted a bigger wedding.
Yeah.
So we added an extra 5k so that we could have more guests and do more things. And 2k was for the honeymoon, which was probably more important than the wedding for us. Ron, do you want to tell them how we saved for the wedding?
Yeah, so he actually calls me Ronnie. I don't think people know that, but yeah, that's what he calls me. So whenever he says Ron, that's what he means. So in terms of us saving for the wedding, obviously we then had our goal. So ours was 10k basically. And of course we decided to have a budget, which was my favorite part. And so we basically crunched all the numbers, and we then just had to figure out, okay, how much we're going to spend for, I think the biggest things for us was like the venue, catering, anything else? Photography.
I think those are like the three big costs.
Yeah, so once we did a budget, we kind of looked online as well in terms of how much things were likely to cost as well. I'm not gonna lie, I think weddings are so expensive, but yeah, I think that was the main thing we did in terms of our budget. And obviously we had it on a spreadsheet, and then we decided to figure out how much we were going to be saving per month. So for us it was about £1,000 a month, and you guys will obviously know that because I talk about how I save over £1,000 every month. So if you haven't watched that, definitely make sure you check it out. I will link that up here for you and in the description below.
And I think on that £1,000, sorry to interrupt, but I think we're both lucky to be living at home
Yeah.
at that time. So that meant our parents blessed us by basically telling us not to pay rent. So we were able to save that £1,000 pretty easily and then live off the rest. But yeah, the £1,000 a month. I think we were blessed in that situation. So it did help us reach our goals pretty quickly in regard to the wedding.
So do you want to talk about, just in terms of, I guess, some of the deals we were looking to get? Because there were some things where I just did not want to spend money on, like the cake, which we got quoted, I think like £400, and I was like, I'm not paying £400 for a cake where it's going to go in here and out the other side.
I think we're not really big cake people anyway, so I was happy with no cake at all. But I think Veronia's mum was pushing the cake more, so that was a potential issue in terms of monetary spending. We're actually blessed though that one of Veronia's family members is a caterer, and they've offered to do the cake for free, which is a big plus.
Yeah, because if not, we were gonna go Costco and get our own cake.
I was ready. Costco cakes, how much? 20, 30 pounds?
Exactly, but my family wasn't very happy about that.
Yeah, but no, it's cool. I think another one was videography, photography. Now this one, this one was a big one because we kind of shopped around a bit.
Yeah.
What we actually budgeted for it, I think we budgeted 1,500 for it. I know.
Yeah.
We were naive, young and naive.
Very naive.
But so we shopped around, went to some kind of wedding fairs, I guess. Saw a pretty good photographer. He was quoting around between 2.5 3K for everything, which was a decent price at the time. And then we saw another photographer that did my brother's wedding. And I think he did it for under £1,000. So that was kind of what I was expecting. Well, to be fair, that was 6 years ago, so I was expecting it to be a bit more, but not too much more.
Obviously accounting for inflation.
Yeah. But basically we had a Skype call, all was going well. Talked about the prices and the packages. Basically for photography, videography, it was quoting about 5K, which was
£5,000.
Yeah, way out of our budget.
Yeah.
So that quickly went out the window. But it's funny though, because the photographer / videographer that we have now, I think Veronia found her.
No, you found them.
No, I found them. I found them,
online.
but I kind of put Veronia's details in because I was tired of looking at or talking to wedding people. So she contacted Ron and gave Ron a time for a Skype meeting. I remember Ron calling me and saying, "Oh, we got a Skype meeting at this time," and I was like, I can't bother, I'm tired. But I don't know, this was God working, I guess. We decided to get on that Skype call. We had a good conversation, built good rapport as well. Looked at her work, we were impressed with her work as well. And basically came with the prices, and we were like, rah.
Yeah, it was very affordable.
Very affordable. I think the most deluxe package that they offered us was for 1,500 or 1,600. But we went for a package that was 1,200. So yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, and that included like the engagement shoot.
Yeah.
And then photography and videography for the wedding day as well.
Yeah. So if you go on our Insta, you might even see some of the engagement shoot shots. Shout out Tina.
I think Tina was definitely great. So if you guys are ever looking for a photographer or videographer for the wedding, Forever Love Wedding is what we used.
Not just wedding though, I think they do other stuff. So christenings and all that stuff.
And like birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing we tried to do when we were saving for our wedding was trying to, I guess, DIY as much stuff as possible. So do you want to talk about some of the things that we tried to do in terms of like the centerpieces as well? Because
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, decor was expensive.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys that don't know, she's not the most enthusiastic bride, I'd say. So a lot of the kind of wedding planning is down to me. Ron will pick important parts, but I kind of look after the majority of things, I'd say. Would you agree?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'd agree.
So the centerpieces, I think the decorating place that we were going to use, they were quoting anything from £8 all up to probably 50, 60.
And that was per centerpiece as well. And the £8 was not great.
Yeah, basically. So. At the time we were looking to have 250 guests. So 25 tables and £60 per centerpiece per table was really adding up. So we decided to kind of do it ourselves. So I went to look on sites for what we could use as the base of the centerpiece, so pots or vases.
Pots?
Vases.
Not pots.
Okay, vases. So I was looking for vases all around. Found a few at the Nelm for £5 each, which was pretty good. So by that time that we were looking into DIYing, we decided to cut numbers down to pretty much around 100 mark. So we only needed 10 vases. So.
And that was also partly because of like
COVID.
Everything going on as well, because we realised we're probably not going to be able to have 250 people at the wedding.
Not because we didn't want to invite our friends. Because of COVID. Yeah. But yeah, we found the vases, 10 of those, looked pretty nice. Then checked AliExpress for artificial flowers, because they do artificial flowers cheap.
Very cheap.
So bought about 10 two different types of artificial flowers for I think they were about £2-3 each, including delivery. So total cost for centerpieces, I'd say, for the 10 centerpieces that we got now, I'd say probably about £10. £10 per centerpiece, I'd say. So £100 in total. Sorry, my maths was a bit wrong there. But
and then the candlelight.
Yes. Oh, and because the venue doesn't allow us to have real tea light flames, so I bought electric tea lights, clear glass tea light holders. But our colour theme was blue, silver, and grey. So I bought spray paint, 3 different types of spray paint, 3 different shades of blue, and me and Ron spray painted the glasses. And they came out pretty well. I mean, they weren't as translucent as I thought they'd be, but they came out pretty well. So that's how we did our centerpieces. We got tea lights going around the vase and the flowers in the vase, and it looks pretty cool, I must say.
And even my family were impressed, actually.
Yeah. So I've got the thumbs up from them as well, which is great. But that was a way that we saved costs in terms of decorations, because centerpieces, who's going to remember the centerpieces anyway?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of our wedding invites, we didn't actually send anything physical, so we found an app. I think it's called Appy Couple. And so basically, I think it cost us like £36.
39.
Yeah, 36 or 39 pounds, and then that was just basically our invite, and you can put your photos on there, and you can put things like the directions in terms of where the venue is being held and the church, and also if people want to gift you as well, the sort of gifts we were looking for. And yeah, I think that was a really good opportunity to really save on costs, because if you have to go and post out all of these invites, that's really going to add up. So to spend like under £40 just for an e-invite and send that across to as many people as possible, I think we really saved money there as well. Yeah,
I think in this day and age as well, technology is booming. Everyone's pretty much got a smartphone, so they can access the app. I know my parents weren't 100% happy about it, but times are moving.
Too happy.
Times are moving forward. But I think it works. All the information you need on one app, send it out to your guests.
Okay, so in terms of some of the tips I would give if you are looking to save up for a wedding, or if you're probably going to be getting married soon, I would definitely say make sure you have your goals first. So I'm not even just talking about wedding goals, but other things, you know, like if you're saving up for a house, or if you're saving up for an emergency fund or anything like that, definitely make sure they are also a priority, because again, the wedding is one day. The other thing I would say is do not go into debt, guys, for your wedding. Please do not do that, because honestly it's not going to be worth it. Again, we paid everything in cash. The one thing I've mentioned before is we did use a credit card to pay for things, but we already had the cash in our account. So again, as soon as we made the purchases to obviously get our credit card points, that was all good, but once that was done, we paid it off like as soon as possible. And we also had like a joint account so that we could put the money in together. So that's something that potentially you might want to do, just so that we could have like the wedding pots and we knew exactly what was going where in terms of our budget as well. And yeah, guys, I know I mentioned about our wedding budget as well, so if you would like us to do maybe a future video talking through our actual wedding budget in terms of how much we spent on everything, definitely let me know in the comments below as well, because I think we could potentially do a video on that. Are there any other tips you would personally give?
I think the main tip I'd give is think about your numbers. I mean, we are, especially in this day and age, we're associated with loads of people through social media, but have a good think about who you'd actually want at your wedding. Not to say that people are important, but really and truly, whoever you're going to have at your wedding is who you probably consider the closest people to you. So think about that. Don't let outside influencers
influence your decision in terms of your numbers, I guess. Because at the end of the day, you guys are the ones that are paying to host these people, paying to feed them, paying for all their drinks. It will be you. So make sure that you're happy with the people that you're inviting to your wedding.
And I think because we both come from African households as well, there's kind of like the traditional element plus the wedding element, which I think maybe we'll dive into like on another future video one day. But yeah, it's just being conscious of that, because I know that, you know, with that they're going to be big families, and you know, your parents might want to invite certain people that you've maybe never met before or hadn't met since you were a child and things like that. So again, just being mindful, especially if you are the ones paying for the wedding as well. Or maybe do like what we did, is just give a number, and if your family wants like a bigger wedding, or if they want more people, then they just cough up the money. But yeah guys, I think that's just what we wanted to talk about in terms of how we saved for our wedding. So if you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to let me know in the comments below, and I'm sure Yinka will be happy to come on again to give his perspective.
I don't know if they don't like the video, they may not want to see me again.
Exactly, so you've got to give us a thumbs up. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, then please do subscribe to it, especially if you do want to see Yinka in the future. And apart from that, I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if you would like to know more, then remember to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.